Hey guys, how are y'all doing today? I'm in my car, but I was just gonna tell y'all some stuff. I like my earrings. My friend gave them to me the other day. I think they're really pretty. But they had my cousin's funeral, Jamie. They had her funeral Saturday the 25th, which was my mom's birthday. My mom died in 2016, and her birthday she would have been 68 if she would have been alive still. But don't mind if y'all see my garage, but you know, I'm just sitting outside. But I was gonna have this video dedicated to her because I really love my cousin. She died of COVID. Her husband and her sisters let her go. So I'm very sad and heartbroken that we didn't let her fight a little bit longer. The last email I got from her husband said something like her ventilator was at 100%, and then he said that it had gone down to 75%, and so they said she was doing really good. That happened Tuesday before I went to Illinois. And so I was like, yay, she's doing really good because it went down to 75. And so, and then Friday, which is my cousin's birthday, they decided to take her off life support, take her off the ventilator. So, yeah. So I don't know what happened from Tuesday to Friday, but they didn't give us no updates. Her sister or her husband didn't give hardly anybody any updates, you know. So I'm a little bit heartbroken, but I'm a little bit upset and everything, but I didn't have any control over it. But I was going to read y'all her obituary. See, here she is. Oh, by the way, I didn't go to the funeral because I couldn't deal with people because my mouth gets a little bit to going, and I was called by some people insensitive and selfish. So I decided not to go to the funeral. But I loved her. I would have done anything for her. And when we were little, I picked on her. She's older than us. And then, because I was a bully, you know. And then, she was my eldest cousin. And, she was a lot older than us. Well, we always thought she was a lot older than us. But as you grow older, you realize you're not that far apart. And so, she didn't have a lot of money. She took care of Grandma when Grandma got sick. And she took on the responsibility of Junior and Tasha, which is my youngest aunt's children. So she used to have an addiction on buying clothes. So we used to always raid her closets because we're all about the same size. So there was me and her sister and some other people that would raid her closets because she always had so much clothes. When I worked for Claire's, she asked me, she needed somebody to come work that was reliable. So she said, Bertie, you're working, but you might need some extra money. Do you want to come and be the closer at the shop? And I said, I'll be your third key, but I don't want to close by myself because at that time I was going through some stuff with my boyfriend at the time. And then, but she used to always rag on me because I don't know how to match. I don't know how to match. I throw anything on if I like it, but it can be striped pants and a circle shirt, a polka dotted shirt. So I started being her third key at Claire's. She wasn't supposed to be doing family members, but she needed somebody ASAP, so they let her hire me. And then and so I worked there. And after a couple days there, she came to the house and she started organizing my closet, and she said, you can wear this with this, this with this with this at Claire's. And then one time the Claire's almost got fined because I didn't wake up, and she called me and said, weren't you supposed to open today? And I said, oh crud. And I had to jump up and get ready. But me, I don't wear makeup, so it doesn't take me that long to get ready. I just jump out of the shower and put on clothes and take off. And so I got there in the time period that you had to open it. Otherwise you got fined because you know the mall. And so, yeah. But I worked for Jamie for a while there. It was fun. I learned how to pierce ears, even though I wasn't good at coordinating, you know. But I don't know why I got on that topic. But here's Jamie. And then here she is. And then here she is. And then here she is. And then here's the back. And it says, in loving memory, a memorial, Jamie L. Beth Hobbs. Date of birth, July 12th, 1967, Muskogee, Oklahoma. Date of passing, September the 17th, 2021, Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Celebration of life, 11 a.m. Saturday, September the 25th, 2021. New Beginnings Church, Wagner, Oklahoma. Words of remembrance, Pastor Terry and Presley. Music selected, Won't Stop Now, and It's All Gonna Be Alright. I don't think I know those songs. And then it says, celebrating a life. Jamie Lynn Hobbs went home to be with the Lord on Friday, September the 17th, 2021. She was born on July the 12th, 1967. The eldest daughter of James Beth and Sandra Carey, who preceded her in death. She is survived by her husband, Tommy Hobbs, in whom she found the love of her life. She lovingly cared for Candace Hake, Dennis Dobson Jr., and wife Melissa, and children Alyssa and Jordan, and Natasha Bird, who further blessed Jamie with grandsons Nathan, Nolan. Jamie is survived by her sister Leanne Beth and daughter Meredith, Maggie and husband Billy, and son Keaton, granddaughter Grace, and many more members of her extended family and friends. She also leaves behind her dog BB. I bought BB for her, whom she devoted and liked like her child. BB's getting old. Y'all seen BB before? Jamie's faith in the Lord was the most important passion of her life, besides Nathan and Nolan. She was not afraid to trust God and frequently made hard decisions that were not the most personally beneficial, but that she knew God would bless her in the end. Jamie spent the majority of her life in the pursuit of helping those amongst her. She graduated as valedictorian from Bacone College. She was also valedictorian of Muskogee High School, with a degree in psychology, and after many years, she studied criminal justice. She wanted to be a lawyer. And after many years working and praying for the community at Ruth's Christian Bookstore in Muskogee, finished her education by earning her master's degree and became a Christian counselor and board member of New Beginnings Outreach in Wagner, Oklahoma. She frequently volunteered for projects that benefited others and was always available to family and friends who needed her. Jamie was very crafty and creative and loved sending her handiwork to others, simply to let them know that they were loved. She was humble and passionate and laughed easily. She will absolutely be missed. Hope and strength. When my mom passed away in 2016, 2017, I started getting into planning, and Jamie bought me the Planner Society, from, Christy, oh my God, Thompson. And so she bought that for me for that whole year. And so then I found out that Go Wild was going to be in Texas, and Jamie didn't want to fly, but when I found out it was going to be in Texas, I rented a car and we went to Go Wild 2018. And so I found out I was sick, and so I thought, I'm going to spend a little bit of change and take me and Jamie to Go Wild. So I bought the tickets, and then we rented a car, and then we drove there, and we had so much fun. We met a lot of people. She has a favorite person, and I can't remember her name right now, but y'all would all know her. Right now she's in controversy with all the planner societies. They're kind of writing her off because of what she did during Black Lives Matter stuff, but it was still somebody Jamie liked. And then we got oh crap, I can't remember her name though. I was trying to find the picture that we took with her when we was at the conference, but I couldn't find it either. So I was like, oh, pretty. And then but I couldn't find it. But we had so much fun. We got to meet Christy. We got to meet a friend that we are still friends with today. And her name is Christy, and she's just awesome. And then so she really had me into planner stuff, and I bought her because she was going to start a business online. So I bought her a binding book because she was going to make spiritual books for people at her church. And then she got COVID because somebody that was vaccinated had COVID and came to one of their church deals, and because they were doing that for that food for the community and stuff. And Jamie was really big into church and all that stuff. She was just like grandma. And so she got COVID. So that's who they thought she got it from. And then she fought it from July. Monday, she woke up Sunday, and then Monday, she said she was thinking she's going to go to the doctor. And then I found out Tuesday that she had gone to the doctor, but she never called. She called me and told me that she might need to go, and then I never heard nothing else. And then Tasha told me that they rushed her to the hospital. But yeah, so that was in July, and then so she was fighting at the end of July and August and everything. But one of my little cousin's friends wrote on her Facebook, Casey wrote on her Facebook to Jamie and says, if you are the praying type, please say a prayer for my best friend's family. I have been at a loss of words this week. We lost someone that has been a constant in my life from an early age. Jamie Beth was a strong, good, God-fearing woman. Hold on. Only thing she loved more than God was her family. Her and I had a few things in common, but above all, it was our shared love for my best friend Natasha. She was a maternal guide, a guiding light for my sweet friend. Jamie had an awesome sense of humor. She always enjoyed a little playful bantering. Her smile would light up a room. Although she did love a good laugh, she had her serious side too. She was always ready to lend a listening ear. She offered gentle guidance. We were blessed to have such a beautiful soul for the time we did. She will be forever missed. Please keep her family in your prayers. And then a quote, there are some who bring a light so great to the world that even after they have gone, the light remains. author unknown. Candace Hake wrote, "You're not too old for a spanking" is one of her famous sayings. When I was 15, I was kicked out of my home, and I didn't have anywhere to go. My dear cousin Jamie took me in. If she hadn't, I would probably be dead right now. She is not only my cousin, but she was also my mom, my mentor, and the one I called to vent about whatever craziness I had going on. I always knew I could rely on her for guidance and prayers. I owe her so much because she gave me an even greater gift than what was mentioned before. She showed me the love of God. That's what she did for everyone in her life. Sorry, guys. She led by example. When I was a toddler, Jamie was the liaison between my mom's family and my dad's. She took me to visits with my dad's family. They loved her dearly. I could go on and on about how much she meant to me, but she means a lot to everyone that knew her, and she will be greatly missed. Jamie went to be with Jesus on September the 17th. Her memorial service will be held Saturday the 25th at New Beginnings Church. And then Dottie wrote, and she's Natasha's ex-mother-in-law, and she says, "Now that all of the family and friends have been informed, please keep the family and friends of my friend Jamie in your prayers. She is my two youngest grandsons, Mimi. She fought a hard battle with COVID and was hospitalized since July. After spending at least a couple of weeks on a ventilator, her body just couldn't fight anymore. Please keep her family and friends in your prayers as they make arrangements and attend her memorial service. Jamie was one of the most godly, loving, compassionate humans that I have ever known. She was taken way too soon, but I know she's reunited in heaven with her grandmother, her mom, and my mom, and all her loved ones that went before her. She will be greatly missed, but I know that we will see her again one day." And then her neighbor, Alicion, wrote, "My heart is broken even more today. My neighbor Jamie went to be with our Savior Jesus Christ last night. COVID is evil and the devil, but we have the last laugh because she is dancing on the streets of gold. This woman helped me when I was at my lowest point. I rejoice in the fact that she was a warrior of Christ. We love you. Well, and if you need anything, I am right next door." Her best friend, Angie, wrote, "Jamie went to be with the Lord and Savior on September the 17th. Her memorial service will be held on Saturday the 25th, located at New Beginnings. I can't wait to see you again, my dearest and closest friend, sister, when we stand face to face with our Savior and sing His praises together. You will be so missed. I don't have words to describe the impact you've had on my life, and I'm at a loss on how to manage this journey without you." She also wrote, "Grace wanted to show how much she loved and missed her godmother Jamie by spending the afternoon collecting dozens of beautiful sunflowers for her memorial on Saturday. Sunflowers were Jamie's favorite flower and will always be a present reminder of the life she lived." I have to admit that out of all my cousins, Jamie was Jamie was neglected by her family, pretty much. She would do anything for anybody. But her mom remarried a guy that I won't even talk about. But so grandma took her. And grandma took me because my mom was dating a guy that was abusive. And so uncle came and got me. And so we lived with grandma. And so we were all pretty close. And so Jamie was more like an aunt. Because, because she was older and she was closer to Leslie's age. She was my aunt. And so it was just, we're just all really close. I loved her mom. Her mom was my prayer warrior. Whenever I had a hard time or anything, I would just call her. And so when Sandra died in 2020, Jamie became that because my mom was already gone. And I let my mom go. Oh, crud. But, sorry. I let my mom go in 2016. She had stage 4 cancer. She was having a difficult time. She decided to leave the hospital and quit dialysis. And the doctor told us it would be 14 days. So I took her home to make sure that she was comfortable and everything. And then whenever it came time to choose to let her go, Jamie was my backup. She's the one that helped me to make the decision. I used to tell Mom that I would keep her on life support forever, and Jamie told me I couldn't. But the hardest thing right now for me is that since she passed, it hasn't rained. And Grandma used to always say that when it's your time to go, that it will rain and it will wash your footprints away because you did your life journey on Earth. It hasn't rained, and I don't know if that's messing with my head or not. I'm having a really difficult time with this loss, and I don't know if it's because of the selfishness of family, because we didn't get to say our goodbyes. When Mom died, I made sure that everybody got to go see her and spend time with her. The church came on. Two churches came. Her church that she went to all the time came on Wednesday, and then her family church, Butler Creek, came on Tuesdays. And for those 2 weeks, they came those 2 weeks and did worship with her. I'm selfish. I'll admit it. When my mom passed, I wanted to keep her just to myself. But I didn't want nobody saying, Bernie didn't even let us see her, So I opened up my house to people I did not want over my house. But I did it because that was my mom. Jamie helped me, and my mom's best friend, Kathy and Carrie, and Carolyn, they all helped me during my time. They were really there for me. And but Jamie's death has really been hard. Clint, my trainer, he died 3 days before Jamie did, and it rained and it rained and it rained, and I was so happy, that because Clint was a good guy, and so I don't know if that's just messing with my head or what. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I have so much resentment for them taking Jamie away. And I really don't know what's wrong with me, because I know where Jamie's at, and I know that my mom is just enjoying her. And the last time I talked to Jamie, I asked her, Jamie, what do you want done at your funeral if by chance something happens to you? And she said, Bertie, we're not talking about that, because I've already talked to God, and I'm gonna have a great testimony, because I'm gonna walk out of here because I have that much faith, and he's gonna heal me because he's not done with me. And then once I get out, we can talk about that so that it'll be in there. Because that's what I did with my mom. I had her write her obituary out. That way it was what she wanted and everything. So Jamie told me she was walking out, and she was showing that she was improving. So I don't know what's wrong with me. Just pray for me, because right now I have so much resentment, and that I just want to write people out. I talked to little Junior yesterday. He was one of the kids that she raised, and I was telling him who I didn't care for anymore, and he just rolled his eyes at me. I also told him that I want Grandma's ashes. I know I can't have Jamie's because her husband wants them, but I want Grandma's back because, you know, I just do. I don't think I'm going to get them back. But I have little Junior and Tasha's and Candace's mama's ashes at my house, and I have my mama's. And I told Junior that if something happens to me, I'm going to bury them all together. And he started laughing. He just looked at me and rolled his eyes. And I said, what? And he said, I want the ashes. And I said, you want your mama's ashes? And he says, if you bury y'all, I'm going to go dig up y'all. And I looked at his wife, and she says, no, I think he wants all of y'all. And I was like, oh my God. I didn't know he would want all of them. I don't want my brother to be stuck with them, having to lug them around. So I was just going to bury us, I'm going to get cremated, but I wanted to get a 3-heart tombstone and have my mom, Leslie, and me, in there. That way we're at one place and nobody has to worry about lugging us around. But now I find out Junior wants us. Junior was really close to my mom. I'm so gonna miss Jamie. I am glad that we spent her birthday, because I guess just a lot of things happened, because my brother almost died in July. July the 6th, I took him to the emergency room, and he was going into kidney failure. He only had 17% functioning. And then we had already ordered Jamie's cake, because her birthday is July the 12th. So it must have been July the 11th that he went to the emergency room, because he went to the emergency room the day before her birthday. And so so he went to the hospital on the 11th of July. Then her birthday was July the 12th. Oh no, it was her birthday was a Monday. So hold on, I can't remember. So she went to the 12th is on a Monday. So 12th, 11th, 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th. So Thursday on Dink's birthday, we had our cake and ice cream. So he went to the hospital on the 6th. And then on the 7th, on Dink's birthday, we had Jamie's cake and ice cream, because her birthday was Monday and I had to work Monday. And so we were going to celebrate it early. So we went and had cake and ice cream. And then on the following Thursday is when we bought her. We went, and she wanted barbecue to eat. And so Willie Joe was out that following Thursday. And so then we went that Thursday and got her barbecue and took her to her house. And we had barbecue with her. And then she was fine. And then, so we were over there Thursday and with her barbecue. And she was fine. We had barbecue and ate with her. And then she called me Sunday and said that she needed an inhaler, and I told her that I only had an old one, but if she wanted it, she could have it because it hadn't been opened or anything. I just keep it just in case I get just in case I have a reaction and need it, but it hasn't been used. And so she said that she had an old one, so she was okay. And then that's when everything just went downhill. But I'm glad I got to see her and got to do that with her. I bought her a bag when I was in Branson for her birthday. It had elephants on it and everything. But yeah, I'm just not doing too hot with it. Oh, yay. I'll do that video too. And my brother went to the post office for me. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. I haven't been to bed yet. I just can't sleep. And so, man, I just don't know why it's so hard. And this one is harder than my mom's passing. It's harder than my grandma's. When my grandma passed, I was on the truck with my ex-husband. And we had that day, that Friday. I think it was a Friday. Not for sure what day it was, but I had went to Charlie's Chicken and got her chicken, and I wasn't supposed to, but I did. And so I took it over to her, but she had dialysis that day, and she said, "Bertie, I don't feel like eating, but we bring it back later." And I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll bring it back later. I'll come back later and bring it to you, heat it up and bring it to you." And she said, "Okay." And so then he got a call, and they said that they wanted to do a short run just to Durant and or Texas. And I said, he said, "Do you want to go with me?" And I said, "Sure, yeah, I'll go with you." And so I got in the truck with him and took off to do a delivery in Durant. And then we woke up that morning, and my mom called me. It was like 5 something in the morning, and my mom called, and I picked up the phone, and she said, "Bertie, we lost Grandma last night or this morning." And I said, "What?" And she said, "But we think it was a good thing because we think she was losing her mind at the end." And I said, "Why? What did she say?" And she said that she missed chicken. And I started busting out laughing. She said, "What?" And I said, "She missed chicken because I took her chicken yesterday and she didn't get to eat it." And she's like, "Oh, so she wasn't losing her mind?" I said, "No, she just missed her chicken." It was funny. And it was hilarious. But yeah, I'm gonna miss Jamie. Willie Joe will really miss her because he was really close to Grandma, and Jamie was really close to Grandma. So whenever he got depressed, then he could always call her. They used to tease each other and say, I was Grandma's favorite. They have to admit, they were Grandma's favorite. Jamie was Grandma's favorite. She was the oldest. She was the girl, the oldest. And Grandma had to take care of her. And Willie Joe was named after Grandma. And when Willie Joe was born, him and Mom didn't connect. Grandma and him connected. So Jamie, it was his lifeline to Grandma. my uncle's distancing himself from everybody because he's scared of COVID. So his family don't let nobody come over and stuff. We get to see him every once in a while. He'll come outside and, see us. So I don't know if that's playing a toe, because the whole family is just gone. I now know how Tasha felt, because when Grandma passed, my mom was still here, and Tasha was like, Janet, what's going to happen to the family? And Mom said, don't worry, Tasha, I'll make all of us still come together. And so my mom had all the family get-togethers. She became the monarch of the family, and everybody, migrated to our house. And then when my mom passed away, Jamie took over that. So since my mom's been gone, Jamie's had Christmas and all the stuff at her house and Thanksgiving. Last year, Jamie's stove went out. So we had it at Tasha's house. I just don't know. So now I'm stressed about my house. I'm just stressed. I just don't know how to cope lately. And then I have my cancer, and they want me to have a hysterectomy. I don't really want to have it. But Jamie was the person I always went to for those prayers, because after her mom passed, her mom went with me to my doctor's appointments when I first got diagnosed with my cancers. And then when I had my surgery on my uterus the first time, Jamie took me and stayed with me. When I had my kidney removed, Jamie took me and stayed with me. She also took me home after those surgeries because she didn't want me to be by myself. I'm just gonna miss her, and I don't really know what else that's gonna help me to get over it. My brother hasn't really shown me any emotion, but he's not one to be a crybaby like me. But I saw little Junior yesterday, and he got teary-eyed. When Grandma passed, he had to move away because he couldn't deal with being here. I wish I could just shake this resentment, but I can't. I'm glad that I got to go wild with her. I wanted her to go with me when we went to Vegas, but she didn't want to do the whole drive, or she didn't want to go on the airplane. I told her that we'd do it again whenever it was closer by, so she wouldn't have to worry about doing it. I bought her a Fitbit for her birthday or for Christmas, one or the other, because she was complaining that she wasn't getting enough steps, and so I bought her the Fitbit so that it would remind her to get up and walk, and then she'd get so excited about the miles that she put on. But and then when she wanted BB, she wanted a puppy, and my mom was alive when we got BB, and I had $20 to my name, and I said, Mom, and my friend had some puppies, and she told me how much she wanted for them, because I wasn't going to get her a free Chihuahua because she's got asthma, and I thought, I'll get her a Chihuahua because my friend has some, and I can get it for free. And then she says, I don't want a Chihuahua, I want a Shih Tzu. And I was like, oh, crud. And so then so my friend had them, and she said that she wanted a $250 deposit, and then you pay the rest after the puppy is, you pick it up. And I said okay. And then I thought, so I told Mom, I said, I need $200 to get Jamie that puppy. And I had $20 to my name, and me and Mama went to the casino. I gave Mama $10, and I took 10 and I put it in a machine, and all of a sudden the machine just kept lighting up. So I had won $450, then I won $650. So I gave Mama some money, and I took some and put it back, and then I hit again. So I cashed out $1,250. And so I cashed out $1,250, and my mom was laughing because I had asked for $1,250, and so now I had the money. So I went and paid for the dog, and she was like, I just need $200 to hold it. And I was like, no, take the whole thing because I have it right now. So then I had that, and then I got her fixed, and I've shotted her and kept her groomed. Mom was like, you know that you're going to have her groomed all the time, because that Jamie bought me a grooming kit, but BB just didn't like it. So for the longest time I used to clip her nails and shave her, but BB was having anxiety. So the past year she's been going to a groomer, and we've been paying for it, but y'all see us every once in a while we put videos up of those. But yeah, so that's how I got that money for her. I used to she used to always laugh and get mad at me and say she'd always say that she was so thankful for BB, and then she'd say, I just can't believe that you spent so much money on it. And I said, well, God blessed us for us to have it, because God gave me the money to do that, because he had the machine hit, because he knew what I wanted it for, and I went and bought it. But yeah, I'm just gonna miss her. I used to steal clothes from her when I was in college, because she had the Rockies. I couldn't afford Rockies. They were too expensive. So yeah, so I'd raid her closet when we'd be going to the bars, because I wanted to wear Rockies. So it was funny. So we would do that, and we used to raid her clothes all the time. She'd get so mad. And I used to be my mom's designated driver. I would drive her to the bar, because Jamie and them would be at the bar. And then Jamie would hang out with them, and then I would pick them up. But yeah, it was so much fun. I would only go for dancing if I was going, but I didn't really feel comfortable being around my mom when she was drinking, because she got kind of weird. But Jamie would just go out there, and they were always thought they were kind of the same age, but found out later that they weren't, but it was funny. I'm just gonna miss her. Tasha could probably tell you a lot of stories. And I feel sorry for those boys, because they were really close to my mom when she passed, and then they were really close to Jamie, because Jamie was their Mimi, and they went over there to Jamie's house every Saturday because they went to church with Jamie. I'm glad that Candace has Tasha, and Tasha has Candace. And I'm glad that they got to say their goodbyes to Jamie before she was taken off the ventilator. I'm just gonna miss her. But thanks, guys, for letting me vent. I also don't know if the reason that I'm having such a problem with it too is because Clint died a couple of days before she did. And like I told Willie Joe, Clint was our friend for over 10 years. And about last year during COVID and stuff, he was needing a cake done. And I teased him and told him that I could do cakes. And he kind of laughed at the Willie Joe's like, no, she can. And he was like, well, do this one for me. And so I did it. And then he's like, this turned out really good. And then he said, do this one for me. And so then I did that one. And so then he started having me make cakes. And he was making them where I made a Barbie doll cake. I made all kinds of cakes. I made a cell phone cake. And made a basketball cake. And so I was having fun expanding. And because he would call me and say, Birdie, do you think you can make this cake? And I'd be like, we can try. And so I got to expand and go out of my comfort area to make cakes. And before he passed, he was taken off because he was sick. And I didn't know he was sick. I thought it was his wife because his wife had just had a baby. And then she was having surgeries because of stuff. And so we didn't know. I didn't know that it was him being sick. I thought that Samantha was sick. And that he was just taking care of the kids. And because I had told the girl that I was doing exercise with, I told her, I said, whenever Clint starts doing classes again, you have to go because he's so excellent. You'll get such a good workout. You'll never go anyplace else. And then so we were waiting for him to start back up so that I could take her, because he gave me free training sessions because of the cakes I made for him. And then he just dies. And he was healthy. So you don't really know what's going to happen. So you got to cherish all these people that are around you, because they can be gone in no time. But there's some people that right now I don't even want to talk to or talk about. And my cell phone was paid by Jamie, and I would just deposit the money into her account, after she lost her job. So my phone will probably be getting turned off next month, but I already got another one. I just haven't activated it because I'm just used to having this one, and I haven't told anybody my new number and everything. But I have such a bad feelings right now that there are people that I don't even want to give my number to. And that's not right. I gotta get over this and just let it be. But yeah, I'm not doing too hot in the feelings. I'm sure not being Christian-y right now. And I've been asking God to help me to not have so much resentment. It just hasn't happened yet. I just wish it would rain. Sing that song. But yeah, I love you guys, and if I could, I'd give all y'all a hug and wish all the best. And I would like for y'all just to pray for my sanity and pray for the healing, and really just pray for everybody. People we don't like, people we like. This just has to be, there just has to be a breaking point where all this insanity will stop. But I love you guys, and y'all be seeing another video because my brother just brought me darn good yarn. but I really do love y'all guys. And I'm going to put a little memorial up on this video at the end. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.